Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the maiden episode of The Buzz. I'm your campus host, Brandon Rossai, and today we will be overseeing some of the campus activities and also the latest in entertainment news. You're watching The Buzz.
Thank you. You got a king?
Go fish!
The smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life. Take time to be a dad today.
They said I couldn't dream. Called me a piece of trash and swore that's all I'd ever be. Said a bottle couldn't see the ocean. Give up. Go back to the dumpster. But I didn't listen. I made my way. And now, I am what I've always wanted to be.
There's a shelter pet who wants to meet you. Meet one today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org. Adopt.
Welcome back to The Buzz, and once again, here's the latest in campus news. On September the 12th, students were treated to a night at the Coffee House. Performer Gerard Smith performed covers for songs and even some of his originals, while students could enjoy a cup of coffee or tea. Our producer, Ian Barclay, has the inside scoop.
Performing artist Gerard Smith was in town on September 12th for the Coffee House in the Beehive. Music lovers and coffee lovers came by to enjoy some music and coffee and take a break from classes. Gerard put his own spin on songs we all know and provided some originals. The next Coffee House event will be on October 12th, featuring Christian musician Joy Ike. For WCTV Channel 14, I'm Ian Barclay.
The following week, on September the 19th, a bisque and brew was also held in the Beehive. Students could treat themselves to a coffee yet again, but they could also paint all sorts of different figures as well. Ian Barclay has more.
Painting, coffee, friendship. What more could you ask for the recently held Bisque and Brew in the Beehive? Students were able to come enjoy a cup of coffee and paint figurines like a squirrel or a coffee mug, along with many others. Students were able to show off their artistic side or go crazy and make a rainbow-colored squirrel. For WCTV Channel 14, I'm Ian Barclay.
And that's all we have for campus news, but when we come back, Holly Hendershot will talk about the latest buzz in entertainment, as you're watching The Buzz.
The average text takes your eyes off the road for nearly 5 seconds.
Don't worry, 74 people were picked before me in the NFL draft.
To fight childhood obesity, United Way and the NFL are helping kids play at least 60 minutes a day.
Okay, time for the team obstacle course. Yay!
What this place needs is more healthy kids. To get involved or donate, go to unitedway.org/play60.
Now I get it.
No more pencils, no more books.
No more teachers, dirty looks.
School's out for summer.
What this place needed was better graduation rates. So we worked with schools like Henry Ford High, and now they're up 18%. To help us do more good this year, go to unitedway.org, because great things happen when we live united.
Oh, look, a redhead. Staring contest. You still got it. I know.
Come alive with the forest.
The dad was cute.
They were looking right at us.
Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest near you.
Good evening, I'm Holly Hendershot, your entertainment host. The first story I have for you today is about a new star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Actress Kathy Bates is best known for her leading role as Annie Wilkes in the 1990 American psychological thriller film Misery, for which she won the Best Actress in a Leading Role Oscar Award in 1991. On September 20th, Kathy Bates attended an unveiling ceremony where she was honored with the 2,589th star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame in Los Angeles. Kathy Bates has most recently played character roles in the TV series American Horror Stories, and in 2014, she won a Primetime Emmy Award for Outstanding Supporting Actress. She is also known for her role as Molly Brown in the 1997 movie Titanic. She will be appearing in the 2017 movies The Death and Life of John F. Donovan and Crystal, and the TV series Disjointed. This year's Emmy Awards were announced on September 18th, and you will never believe what movie won the Emmy for Outstanding Drama Series. Well, maybe you will. This year's Emmy for Outstanding Drama Series goes to Game of Thrones, and that wasn't the only Emmy awarded to the series. In fact, the show has won 38 Emmy Awards, breaking the record previously held by the 1993 to 2004 comedy series Frasier, which had 37 Emmy Awards. Starring Emilia Clarke, Lena Headey, Peter Dinklage, and Kit Harington, Game of Thrones revolves around a civil war brewing between several noble families in the fictional continent Westeros. Game of Thrones happens to be one of the most expensive shows ever made on TV, with over $6 million in costs per episode. Stars Mark Wahlberg, Kate Hudson, and Kurt Russell attended the premiere of the motion picture thriller Deepwater Horizon at the Orpheum Theater in New Orleans on September 19th. Directed by Peter Berg, the movie is based on the true events in the Gulf of Mexico on the offshore oil drilling rig Deepwater Horizon, which exploded during April 2010 when the drill was at a depth of 13,293 feet below the seafloor and created the worst oil spill in U.S. history. The movie follows the story of the courageous workers who were in the explosion and their extreme bravery and survival. The official release date of the movie is September 30th. On September 14th, America's Got Talent announced the winner of their 11th season. It is no surprise that Grace VanderWaal took the cake, or in this case, the $1 million prize in the competition. Grace sings, plays ukulele, and writes her own music. Only 12 years old, she became a sensation from her very first audition, where, after singing her original song, I Don't Know My Name, Judge Howie Mandel hit the coveted golden buzzer. After winning the competition, she signed a deal with Simon Cowell's Psycho Music and Columbia Records, which has previously signed deals with Adele, One Direction, Beyoncé, Bruce Springsteen, Barbra Streisand, and others. Speaking to Billboard, Simon Cowell said, and I quote, It's a lot to take in, but I've got to hand it to her. She's a very smart, calm, focused girl, and I think she knows what she wants to achieve. Grace is now only the second female act and the second child act to win the show since season 1. Good Morning America meteorologist and former Dancing with the Stars finalist Ginger Z enjoys running. She also enjoys helping those in need. So she decided to host the Feed Foundation's run 10 Feed 10 this year on September 18th in partnership with Women's Health. The event raises money to provide meals to the homeless. The 10K, which is now in its 5th year, has provided more than 5 million meals for the hungry. Z said she had been with Run 10 Feed 10 now for 4 years. Then she stated, the number of meals served keeps adding up. It's the most fun event of the whole year, really, as far as fitness goes. That whole time I'm running, every step I'm thinking about the people I'm serving. So in this way, Ginger Z got to participate in both of her passions in the same day, running and feeding those in need. That's it for the entertainment news. Next up, campus host Brandon Rossi and I will sit down to talk more in detail about the stories you just heard. You're watching The Buzz.
Don't look at me. Your hair's a bit frizzy today. Aww, you should pick that up. Oh, you're such a dork. Loser. Here, let me help you with that. Oops.
Every day, kids witness bullying.
Oh, look. Your crush is looking at you. Poor you.
They want to help, but don't know how.
See, no one here's gonna help you, because no one
Teach your
likes
kids how to be more than a bystander. Visit stopbullying.gov.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move, so I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day, I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
In your new role, we help you help. Visit aarp.org/caregiving for information on how to provide even better.
Body language. Without saying a word, it can tell you so much. Like someone is having a stroke. Know the sudden signs. Learn fast. F, face drooping. A, arm weakness. S, speech difficulty. T, time. Time to call 911 immediately. The sooner they get to the hospital, the sooner they'll get treatment. And that can make a remarkable difference in their recovery. Learn the body language, the sudden signs, and spot a stroke fast.
Welcome back to The Buzz. Brandon Rossi alongside our entertainment host, Holly Hendershot. We're going to run through some of the stories that Holly had just previously mentioned a few moments ago, including Kathy Bates getting her star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. What is your opinion about that?
My opinion is that she really deserved that star. I haven't seen her in many productions, but the movies and shows that I have seen her in, she has done a wonderful job. She's a wonderful actress, and I think she really deserved it.
And talking about films and television, I know personally my favorite movie that Kathy Bates has been in. This is me being the hopeless romantic that I am. Titanic, by far, best movie, in my opinion, that Kathy Bates has been in. What is your favorite movie that she's been in?
It's Titanic also.
Fangirl coming out as well?
Yeah.
I understand. And moving on, we talked about Game of Thrones for their record-shattering 38 Emmy Awards, beating Frasier by 1. They had 37 Emmys previously. And do you think that Game of Thrones, as it's approaching the end of its tenure, do you think it could go down as one of the best, if not the best, television show of all time?
I think it very well could. It has gained a lot of popularity since its start in 2011. So much so that, even before I really saw any of it or knew anything about it, I was hearing it constantly from friends, from the internet, just everywhere. So I think it does have that potential.
Yeah, it really has gathered that fan pandemonium. My best friend back at home, his dog's name is Khaleesi, who's a character off of Game of Thrones. And whenever I first heard about it, I was like, who's Khaleesi? And then he introduced me to Game of Thrones. I was like, oh, that's why. And also talking about Deepwater Horizon premiering in New Orleans. We're going to break it down to basics. Are you going to see this movie?
Yes, I definitely am. As I was researching this news topic and this movie that just premiered, actually, it hasn't. The actresses and actors have seen the premiere already. So, but I believe it's going to be a really great film. I saw the trailer. It looks really good. I just personally, I really like movies that have to do with history. So I think this one is going to be a real hit.
And considering the timetable, this only happened about 5 or 6 years ago.
Yes.
Do you think that will have an effect on how it does in the box office? And do you think it could potentially be the #1 film in America opening weekend?
I think it possibly could. It's a good point that it's pretty near to the event that it is talking about. So yeah, it definitely has the potential, I think. And as soon as I saw the trailer, I was like, yeah, I'm definitely going to go see this. So I think other people seeing the trailer, I think they're going to think that way too. It looks like it's going to be really great.
And movies that are based off of real events, they get you thinking about what happened. And what really happened in the Gulf of Mexico was tragic. Do you think that the Gulf of Mexico and in that specific area, they talk about Louisiana, Mississippi, do you think they're still feeling the effects of the oil spill?
Oh, yes. Yeah, I think they definitely are. It was a huge deal. As I said, the biggest oil spill, in U.S. history. So, yes, I think they are still feeling the repercussions of that.
And we also hit on Grace VanderWaal, America's Got Talent winner. One of my favorite performances in America's Got Talent history. I'm an avid follower of the show. And you mentioned 12-year-old singer and ukulele player. That's unbelievable. That she won the $1 million as a ukulele player and a 12-year-old singer. And she also signed with Simon Cowell's record deal that features also Adele, One Direction, Beyonce, amongst others. How do you think she can fare up against some of the greats that are in that label with Simon Cowell?
Well, she has a very unique sound, and I think that's what made her stand out from the very beginning. The type of unique sound, that's, the reason that Simon Cowell said that she could be the next Taylor Swift. Because when Taylor Swift started, she started unique, and she started with her original music. And Grace, she started with that. She started very unique. She started with her own music, and that's a big thing. That's really big.
So are you saying that potentially her originality, her songwriting, is going to help her carry her to music superstardom?
Yes, that is what the record deals are looking for. They're looking for originality, and they're looking for a unique voice.
And we also touched upon Good Morning America meteorologist Ginger Z. He's participating in the Run 10, Feed 10, and has helped provide 5 million meals for the homeless who unfortunately don't have the necessities that we are blessed to have and they've raised so much for the less fortunate. Where does this program go?
Well, I believe that they will continue to do this. As I said, they've been doing it for, I think, 4 years now. And I believe they'll continue to do it. And each time, the people who come to this, the amount of people who come will raise. It will become more known, and especially with stories like this out there. So I think that it will become more popular in the next few years.
And finally, you briefly talked about Angelina Jolie, Brad Pitt. It's gonna be everywhere. They're two of Hollywood's biggest superstars, probably the biggest Hollywood power couple, really, yes, in Hollywood. Brad Pitt, Angelina Jolie, having prominent success in the film industry, and them splitting for divorce. What do you think got in the way of their relationship?
Well, see, I'm not sure, but when I was researching a little bit about it, because it was popping up all over the place. This story is pretty much on the front cover of every magazine now. It basically they said that it could not be resolved. Whatever is going on between them cannot be resolved, and that is the reason that they are going forward with this divorce.
And final question, really pretty simple: will they ever get back together?
You never know.
I mean, you could be quoting Taylor Swift, they'll never, ever, ever get back together. But something tells me deep down that somewhere down the line, maybe in a couple of years, that they might. What do you think?
I think that is a possibility. Yeah.
And that's all the questions that we have for Holly Hendershot. And that will also conclude the first episode of The Buzz. For Holly and I and all the crew here at WCTV, have a great rest of your day, and remember, it's all of your beeswax.